Hello, I'm glad you tuned into this video. It's not going to be a downer, but I'm just going to tell you about my top 10 failures of 2022. Because let's face it, we all win some and we all lose some. And I'm no different. So I thought today it would be interesting to go down memory lane and see all the things that didn't go quite as planned. But starting at number 10, reselling. Back in the spring, I caught myself watching a whole lot of reselling YouTube channels. My favorite was Harry Tornado, and I would watch these videos constantly throughout the day, fall asleep watching them at night, and he made it look so easy. You just go to the Goodwill bins, you find all the good stuff, and then you take it home and you sell it on eBay or Mercari, and you make a killing, right? No. If I could show you my closets right now full of junk that I'm not able to sell. I tried to sell it in person at flea markets, and I've been slowly selling it online. But it's not like you just buy a bunch of cool stuff and then people just bing, 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 buy it online. It doesn't work like that. And to get even worse, I started to get into retail arbitrage. I don't know if I said that right. What that is you buy actual retail items at retail costs with the hope that the price, the value will increase, not decrease. So I was actually buying brand new toys, like, for example, the new Buzz Lightyear from the new Buzz Lightyear movie. I was like, oh, I'll buy this now, and then when the movie comes out, everybody's going to want one. Want. Nobody wanted it. Nobody even liked the movie, and he's still staying in my closet. Not for Jen. Number 9, America's Got Talent. I have been trying out for America's Got Talent for, I think, like 6 years now. And the past 3 years, it's been an online thing where they put you in a Zoom room with like 4 or 5 other contestants and a producer. And you do your thing. And then they're like, okay, we will let you know in the spring if you made it. But you know you didn't make it because they tell you that, oh, we don't pick any contestants until the spring. But that's not true. I'm pretty sure if you are going to get in, they will ask to see, have you do more songs or whatever your talent is right there on the spot until you get higher up into the big producers. So I don't believe that for a second. Sorry, AGT. I've kind of seen behind the curtain, and I'm not mad that I didn't get in because, you know, it's just they pick who they pick. But I don't think I'm going to keep trying out for it. I kind of passed that now. And it's not very fun to do it online. And I don't think they're planning anytime soon on going back to the in-person auditions, which were really fun. I loved going to the in-person auditions. I didn't even care about getting in. I just wanted to go have fun. There's like musicians everywhere. And you have like impromptu music breakouts, and you meet people and make friends, and it's just, I don't know, it's lost its luster to me. So this year was probably my last year's going to try out. I did try out, and they said we'll let you know in the spring, but I know that means no. So number 9, fail. Number 8, Seed and Spark / crowdfunding. I thought I was going to make an album this year. I just knew it in my mind that I was going to get in a studio and make a whole album. And it was going to be great. And I would have something really well produced to show for myself. To do that, you need a lot of money. And I didn't have a lot of money. So I decided to do a crowdfunding called Seed and Spark. And it's usually used for movies and films, but they do allow you to raise money for music as well. So I made this whole pitch. I had to do a lot of writing, and then you send it in to them, and they tell you like all the things you need to fix. It was a big deal. It was like doing a big report for school. You know, you send it in, the teacher gives you notes, and you have to rewrite things. Then I had to make a video, and it was not an easy task. It wasn't just like, oh, please give me money for my album. No, which is good. You know, you should have to work for it. And I did raise a little bit of money, but I didn't make my goal, so I never was able to fulfill that, and I never made an album. But it's okay because 2023 is right around the corner. Number 8, Seed and Spark. Fail. Number 7, I had a huge fight with one of my good friends this year. It it was pretty bad. We were doing a lot of things together. We were having a really good time, but at the same time, we were having trouble communicating, and both of us were going through some things, and it just got to the point where we completely broke down as being able to communicate, and we're misunderstanding each other left and right. And then we just got in like a really big argument. Things were said, and then we just like blocked each other on social media and never talked again. But in my heart, I know I must have had hope of reconciliation, because I never like deleted them out of my phone. I just couldn't do it. I was like, maybe someday we'll be friends again. And sure enough, like 2-3 months later, that friend emailed me and said they wanted to be friends again. And it's really funny because I was just thinking of emailing them to talk things out, but I chickened out and I was afraid of getting rejected, so I didn't do it. But they did it, and we are now back friends better than ever because we have been through that and we understand each other better because of the arguments. Now we're even better friends and closer and tighter because we've been through that hardship together and come out the other side. But the fight was really hard, and it made me really sad, and I was angry, and I was sad, and I was confused. So I would call that a fail. Number 7, big fight with my good friend. Number 6, balloon animals. This might not seem like a very big deal for a fail, but it is for me. I got infatuated with the idea of making balloon animals several months ago, and I even made a whole entire video essay on the dark history of balloon animals, and I was learning how to make all the different ones. I made fish. I was making them left and right, and I just thought this is going to be my hobby forever. It's going to be my special secret skill, that when people say, you're at a party and you're like, oh, by the way, here's a duck. I thought that was going to be me. And making balloon animals, it's not that hard, but it's very squeaky. Very, very squeaky. And they pop a lot. And it is not as easy as it looks. You do have to practice and keep trying. And then you got to try to blow up the thing. And it turned out it was very, very temporary special interest for me. Like 7 days long. I get a lot of special interest that lasts like 7 days. I just never know which is going to be which. But balloon animals, fail. Number 5, the play. A lot of you that watch this channel probably already know about the play. I was part of the Enchanted Bookshop, the musical, over the summer and fall, and I played the Queen of Hearts, and I was part of this whole theater family, having so much fun, and we worked really, really, really hard on that show. And when it came time for opening night, the staff that was driving me to the play, she was mistreating me. We got into like an argument, and I kicked the back of the car when I got out because I was so angry and frustrated. And then I got in trouble, and then it got worse and worse, and everything snowballed, and I was not allowed to go to my play. I went opening night. Somehow I slipped through and went, but after that they said I couldn't go to the play, that I couldn't go anywhere, including my play. And that devastated me. That brought me all the way down to 0. My thoughts in my head were not good. I had to call for help, and I had to talk to my mom a lot, and I was having really bad thoughts, and I was really, 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 really devastated, to the point where I was thinking not good thoughts for myself. And so even though it wasn't completely in my control that happened, it was still a fail because I didn't get to do the play. And maybe if I hadn't kicked the car, I would have got to do the play, or maybe I would have just missed one show or something. So that was a big fail. And see, I'm feeling like sad that, see, the other fails I've had time to get over, but that one's still fresh. So fail number 5, the play. My next biggest fail is the most recent of fails, and that is playing the trombone. I asked for a trombone for Christmas because it speaks to me. And I play a lot of like piano, string instruments, all the string instruments. And the drums were something that came easy to me. And I was like, trombone, how hard can it be? It's only one note at a time. Turns out playing a brass instrument or wind instrument is very different than playing the other instruments. And I'm having a hard time with it. I'm used to picking things up really quickly, and the trombone, not so much. But I am going to keep trying because I know I can learn. It's just something that's coming a little longer for me and a little harder for me. I'm just calling it a fail because I was certain that I would get my trombone for Christmas, and then December 26th, I would be playing all my favorite songs. That's what was going through my mind because I'm thinking it's going to be like drums or the piano. It's only one note. How hard can it be? It's hard. Okay, number 3, talent show in Boca Raton. I went to a big talent show in Boca Raton, which I was asked to participate in from another talent show I was at. The lady was like, oh, we'd like you to come to our talent show that we're having in like a couple months. And I was like, cool, like they asked me to come to it. That's so cool. And I'm excited. A couple months go by and I go there and the vibe didn't feel good in there. I don't know. I felt uncomfortable and out of place. People were like, not really like friendly. I would try to say hi. Like if I'm going to sit down next to a person, I'm going to say hi before I sit down. I'll be like, hi, and then sit down and they just look at you. And it was like one of those situations. And it was like, okay, Jennifer, you got yourself here. The person drove you like 3 hours to get here. You're going to do this. So I did it. I didn't come up in a place or a prize or anything. And that's fine. I lose a lot of competitions, a lot more than I win. But what hurt was just that even the people that were kind of running it, like, were kind of rude and not nice to me. And I don't know if it was just me. I can only speak from my experience, but I'm guessing other people might have probably got treated the same way. And I just didn't feel good there. It just wasn't a good feel. So that's probably something, a particular competition that I wouldn't do again. But I can say I did have a really good performance that day. And my support person took a video of it. And now I'm able to use that video of the performance to get into other performances. So there was a positive spin on it. But yeah, I would say number 3 fell, another talent competition. I got 2 talent competitions on this list because you fail a lot more than you win those things. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The big one. The one I've never spoke of till today on this channel. And that is the Word of South music festival that I went to in beginning of this year. It was awful. And not the festival. The festival was great. But the support person that took me did some really terrible things. I didn't realize it because I don't have a lot of experience around people who are drinking too much or doing like drugs. So it's hard for me. I don't really recognize the signs as quickly as somebody else might recognize them. And turns out the person who took me there was drinking in the car as they were driving me up there. And I thought it was alcohol. And I said, is it not an alcohol drink? And they said, no, it's just an energy drink. I'm like, okay, because Jennifer. So we drive up there. They're going like 90 miles an hour, weaving in and out of lanes. And I'm just like, this is scary, but I guess we'll get there early because it was far. And when we get there, a lot of things happened. They left me alone at the college where I was doing my first performance with people I didn't even know. And then I had to get a ride home from someone from the college who I hardly knew, not home, but to the hotel, because they were too tired to come pick me up. It was a whole thing, culminating in, so this person was like drinking beers the whole time, and I thought they had maybe one beer, and it was the same beer the whole time. Again, Jennifer, not like unsuspecting. And it turns out they were drinking beer after beer after beer after beer, and charging them to my room account. And on top of that, they left me alone both nights, and the second night, and they left me alone in the hotel and went out into the city doing God knows what, and would come back and wake me up in the middle of the night. And the second night, they woke me up in the middle of the night and was talking craziness and smelled of alcohol, and it was awful. And they were saying all these really, really scary things. And that's when I realized they were under the influence. It finally occurred to me. And thankfully, one of my friends had come that lives near there had come up to see me perform the next day. And she was already there in town at another hotel. And I was able to, because I was trying to call everybody I knew, but it was 3 a.m. Everybody was asleep. No one was picking up. Thankfully, my friend, she answered her phone, and I told her what was going on. She says, I'm coming over there right now. And she took an Uber over to our hotel, and she was in shock about what was happening in that room. It was a big deal. The police had to come. It was the worst thing. And my brother, always being one to try to put a spin on things, he says, well, now you know how, now you've lived the rock and roll lifestyle. Which is, it's funny now, I can laugh, but it really messed me up because it was someone that I trusted. And no, it wasn't Brittany or Kayla or Lindsay. It wasn't anyone you've seen on this channel. So don't think it's somebody that we know and love, because it's not. But I really lost my trust. Like, that made me look at everybody like, are they high? Are they on drugs too? Are they on drugs too? Are they high? Are they drunk? Like, looking at everybody like I didn't know who to trust anymore, because to me it felt like it was such a painful experience that they would do that to me, and that I didn't realize it was happening. That really scared me, that I didn't realize what was happening right in front of my face. So I didn't know, like, trust myself to use discernment about if someone's okay or not. But I guess since then I have learned what a drunk and high person looks like and acts like. So now I can recognize that more quickly and call for help in a timely fashion. Tallahassee, man. I'm going to leave that in Tallahassee. And number 1, biggest failure 2022 would be neglecting this channel. Guys, I'm really sorry. I know you've really supported my channel and always leave such kind comments, and I haven't been doing a good job with keeping up with videos. And I can't say it's because I was too busy, because I wasn't. I have time that sometimes I just sit there and stare at things, you know, and it's like I can't get the forward momentum to do a video, or I'm like, oh, it's too late now because half the day's gone and half of the story is not video or something. And I just been giving myself excuses and reasons not to keep up, but I really love doing YouTube. I really love doing this channel. So I wanted to apologize for failing you this year with not keeping up with enough videos. And I wanted to ask you, what would you like to see on this channel in 2023? I enjoy doing vlogs and sharing things, but I noticed too, people really like when I talk about specific subjects. I see that those videos seem to resonate with people a lot. So I wanted to ask you, please let me know in the comments any specific subjects you'd like me to talk about. I mean, it can be around anything. It doesn't have to be around like living in placements or being on the spectrum or something. It can be about anything. It could be about my 10 biggest anything. My top favorite movies, this, that, whatever it is you want me to make a video about, let me know in the comments, because I could really use your advice. And what better to ask than my audience? Yeah. And we wish everybody a happy new year. Maybe in some places of the world it's already the new year, but a happy new year to everyone. And let's make 2023 a winner. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Okay.